Welcome, Black Hollywood Live fans. On today's Fit Club, we are talking Khloe Kardashian in hot water, the Williams sisters clash, and special guest, actress and stuntwoman from Black Panther, Janisha Adams-Ginyard. Stay tuned for more.
You're tuned into Black Hollywood Live, Fit Club.
Oh, I love this song.
Yes.
Welcome, Fit Clubbers. We are back. We have got a special guest, a nice drop-in, Janisha Adams-Ginyard from Black Panther. Nice to have you.
Thank you for having me.
I gotta thank TK, was just on the show before.
Thanks to Tony.
Yeah.
Thanks to our guy
Tony
in the
made
booth.
that. Yeah, Tony made that call.
That was beautiful, beautiful.
Great.
You just were hosting the wrestling show.
Yes, I was just hosting Women's Pro Wrestling Weekly, so thank you guys for hopping on the live chat. You're, tuning in and all that good stuff. But yeah, we just had Janisha on. She's in Black Panther. She's a wrestler. She was a wrestler, but she might be a wrestler again. She's on the other shows.
Go back and watch that.
Go back and watch the show. U.S. National Bobsleighing Team. Went to Berkeley.
Go Bears.
Sign language. Like,
Yes.
you can literally go in the courthouse and do all that. Like she's not like, oh, I love you. Like, she's the full.
She knows the real
She knows
deal.
the whole thing. So
Amazing.
yeah. And friends on Facebook for almost 10 years
Yes.
and never even knew it.
Yeah. So true.
Well, that's why social media is a good thing, because it's good that you have these connections and you kind of bring
You
the
have
gap.
those groups of it if you use it correctly.
Yeah.
Especially in this industry where you're trying to book people. If you have those groups of people, like I have groups of athletes, I have groups of actors, I have groups of hot guys. It's just,
Connections.
just connections.
Yeah.
That's on the after show.
The after show. That Winston Duke though, the Black Panther.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all don't know who he is.
Oh my gosh.
Lord blessed him. Also estimated too.
Well, if you guys are new to the show, as always, my name is
like, "What's
Shaka
going
Smith,
on
and
right
I'm
now?"
joined by my lovely co-host, TK Trinidad.
What's up, y'all? My name is TK Trinidad. You can find me on everything at TK Trinidad.
And of course, Janisha Adams-Ginyard. Where can they find you?
Yes.
Where can we find you online? Where can we plug in?
So you guys can find me online at Hollywood Lady J. That is on Instagram and Twitter.
Nice.
And then my full name, Janisha Adams-Ginyard, on Facebook.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, we got a great lineup of stories. The first one I'm excited about is avocados. I've just been a new
I love
avocado sort of like, I'm just new to this avocado craze.
Really?
and how fun-
Avocados from Mexico.
You didn't have them when you were growing up?
No, my mother loved them from Jamaica, but
Right.
like
Yes.
the texture of it just looked creepy to me. It just looked smooth. I didn't like butter. I've never liked butter. Just the texture. I'm a cottage cheese. I'm a
Yeah.
texture guy. But recently guacamole. I see people getting into Chipotle, so I just started getting into it, and it can really like soup up a great meal.
It's so good.
And-
You can eat it by itself.
Yeah. And
Yeah, you cut it in half and you eat it from a
Ooh,
Yes.
I can't.
Yes.
That I can't.
See,
I'm not there yet on
you
that
just
one.
lost your West Indian card. You just lost your
Right,
West
you
Indian
lost your
card.
card.
You lost your card.
Yeah.
You just American now.
Oh my God, right. You
No, I don't-
wanna be.
No, I think Americans are probably eating avocados more now than West Indians these days. Extra on that guac. But the great thing about avocados is it's full of monounsaturated fat. I know recently we heard with coconut oil that it's actually got more saturated fat than we thought. So it's great to cook with. High in B vitamins, E, C, copper, fiber. So some great things vitamin-wise for you. One thing you do have to watch out for is the calories on avocado. So it looks like about a half a cup with 117 calories, which equals about one layer on your avocado toast. So, but I know people tend to be prone two layers or
I
three.
do 2 layers.
Are you a 2-layer?
I'm a 2-layer. I have to do 2 layers.
So,
Do they
but
do
you're fit
avocado
enough,
toast
yeah.
anywhere else but Los Angeles and New York? Like I just see it's very LA, NY thing.
They do it in the Bay because the Bay is a really big health and fitness market. So
Yeah,
they do it in the Bay.
It's creeping up everywhere.
Yeah.
Avocado oil to cook with now, and so like people are just using it in all types of things. And obviously Chipotle is really pushing the avocado
Right.
craze. Pay that extra money for it. So you eat avocado all the time?
All the time. I just bought 6 from Food for Less yesterday.
Do you have a superfood or something that you really like to have a go-to before you're like about to go do some stunts, in Black Panther?
Yes. Yeah. So those Belvita, those cookies.
Yeah.
I get the coconut one.
So those are actually like worth it.
Yes, they give you energy. They are bomb. I go in on the coconut.
Because they taste so good too.
Yeah, I get the coconut one.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. And I do 2 layers of avocado.
With
But
the
she,
with the
you
Velveeta?
working out like don't listen to her. If you're working 9 to 5 and you sitting in a desk, like you can't be doing this.
Yeah.
She's a stunt like
Her 9 to 5 is like
she beats people up for a living. Like you can't really base like what you can't be don't 2-layer it. You only can 2-layer it if you doing something with your life.
Have you always had this level of activity?
I have. I've always been naturally just high energy and athletic
Yeah.
since as far as I can remember. I think I was like punching and kicking in the womb.
So
like,
really, you've been able to eat what you want, kind of, for the most part.
for the most part, but I have to slow down on the Kit Kats and the donuts.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
craft service on set.
You and
That'll-
Sadell likes to eat cinnamon buns.
Especially for you because you're gonna be active like
I
right
have to-
away.
yes, but I mean, I love, that's my favorite candy
Yeah.
bar. I named my dog Kit Kat. Like, that's how, and I'm getting another dog and I'm naming her Coconut.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
So,
Craft service can be a problem.
craft service, because I
Yeah,
go
that
in on
free
those
food. Me
donuts.
Me too.
The moment you take that one thing, it just gives you like your it's the floodgates.
That's when I would.
Yeah, the floodgates,
That's
yes.
why I'm vegan, and that's why I was so happy to go vegan because on set there's so much temptation. The donuts, the cookies that look like they're home baked. And
Yes.
oh man! But props to you for being able to to manage those temptations.
I mean, she has to work. She
Yeah.
can't show up chubby.
Like,
I'm gonna lose a job. I'm gonna lose a job, and I got bills.
You got 2 dogs to feed.
Right.
Another story that I thought was really interesting, which is really great for the African American community, is this sort of barbershop health. What they started doing, and they started doing this a long time ago, is doing blood pressure checkups in the barbershop.
Wow.
So, because a lot of black men, we sort of have this idea of not going to the hospital or going to the doctor, and then with insurance and costs.
Men in general too.
Yeah.
We think we can handle it, but if you're at the barbershop, it's usually a trusted face, a place you've been to. Normally, it's like your little fan.
Well, if you
So
see other people that you know
Yeah.
go in and they don't have anything bad to say,
Yeah.
then you're
True.
more likely to
Yeah.
trust that person.
And I want to say the average is for like men in barbershops is like 5 or 7 years they go to the same one. So
Wow,
you really
yeah.
do feel
Oh,
yeah.
very comfortable
It's
in
like,
that
I
space.
guess, women with their
yeah, you can't trust
hairstyling.
nobody with your you can't
that's
trust
true.
nobody with your
So you
hair.
go to the same spot. So you feel very like a very trusted space. And so they found that what they were doing initially was just giving them pamphlets and advice.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys were able to get their 12% were able to lower their blood pressure to the healthy range, which is 130 over 80.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Which is a range before you go into like stroke and you have. What do you call it? Risk factors for heart disease
Yeah.
and stroke. But 2/3 when they coupled it with the pharmacist, because now they started putting a pharmacist there that could give them the drugs they needed at that time, at the point of
Wait,
This
give them the
is-
drugs while they're at the barbershop?
at the barbershop.
Wait, this is
That's
so
too much.
new
The prescription, yeah.
to me.
Oh, the prescription,
Yeah.
not the drugs.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
okay.
this is so new.
Well, maybe the drugs, yeah.
So there's a real doctor and a real pharmacist in the barbershop.
Yeah, so you go to the pharmacist, you get your I think it's just a pharmacist, not a doctor. I think you get your blood pressure checked, which anyone can do. Once they see your blood pressure's high, then they give you, if you're in the group to get prescribed drugs, you get the
Wow.
drugs.
Yeah.
And if you're not, you get the pamphlet and
Because
advice.
pharmacists can actually do the prescriptions and stuff like that. I think
For a
there's different
certain
levels.
class of
Yeah,
drugs,
okay. Ain't nobody going to CVS no more.
Yeah, well,
They're not gonna go.
I think you're going to see CVS start to be,
Yeah, they
with
have-
the rising cost of insurance, it's going to start to be the clinic you go to.
Yeah, they
Like-
have one of my friends, her sister, that's the job she went to. Like she got the whole medical education.
Yeah.
She's in CVS. They pay really well.
Wow.
They have
Yeah.
like now they're kind of almost doing like a walk-in clinic within the CVS.
And I want to say they filed something to expand their services
Yeah.
so that they can almost be like a full
Yeah.
service sort of like clinic.
Well, you don't know
That
what's
is
happening
so
with
cool.
Obamacare, so
I know.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be really big for especially minority communities where we are
sure.
afraid to go and afraid to sign up even through the exchanges and stuff like that. So I think this will be a really good help.
We're afraid to go into the doctors because we don't want to. We're scared.
Yeah.
Like we're scared what we're gonna get, and then we're also scared because we don't know who the people are in there.
yeah, you don't know whether
We're
you
like,
can
I
trust
don't want to go
them.
there with them people. I
Yeah.
don't know them people.
And I think there is I think there's a cultural fear because we had the government experiment on black
Yeah.
people before. So and that thing
Exactly.
trickles down. So you may not be engaging that exact thought,
Right.
but that cultural fear, that's where it comes
But
from.
here's the problem. It's almost like a mechanic, right? You go, you take your car in, you think you're getting it for one thing, and all of a sudden you have 5 other things.
Right.
and you cannot afford the
yeah.
5 other things.
Right.
And it feels the same with with the doctors here. Like
Yeah.
in Canada, it's not like that. But
Right.
it's just kind of like that's my biggest thing is like when I go into the doctor, like I know what's wrong with me, and it's like I'm coming here for this. Don't try to like upsell me, or then
Thank
also
you.
do that thing where you sign off. And now all of a sudden back you're paying for something else.
Yeah.
It's like don't do that.
They
And
do.
that's the problem though, because the thing with doctors is that especially if you have women with kids, if the doctor gets a woman with kids and you don't try to upsell her, you're gonna have that woman and her kids for the next 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I saw my doctor from when I was in the womb in Toronto.
Yeah.
Like he literally retired. So every time I go back to Toronto, I don't have a doctor there anymore.
Wow.
So like and my mom saw him before that. So that's a whole 2 lifespans.
Yeah, and it's tough because I think here we don't focus enough on preventive medicine, and
Nope.
so once you're already in the aura of disease,
Yeah,
you
you're
feel
infected.
trapped. Yeah, you feel trapped though. Now you gotta pay. Like well, now I'm actually having to deal with something.
Yeah.
So.
Now
Right.
you
Well,
sick,
power to
now
them.
you lying, now you interacting with people, now I got a code.
Yeah. Yeah, now I think it's heading in the right direction. This study was with 303 guys. We're doing another study with 3,000 guys.
Wow.
So I think at the
Did they
very-
say what city it was in? I didn't get to see that.
I wasn't sure what city this was in.
It's probably-
But what I found interesting was there were a couple guys who didn't even know they had high blood pressure, and they found out there. Like for me, I'm fit, I work out, but it's possible I could have high blood pressure.
Yeah.
I'm never going to a doctor to check,
But-
unless I'm in the
Am I
barber shop.
barbershop?
Yeah, okay, fine, go ahead, let's see.
Like we here. So.
Yeah, might as
Right,
well.
right. We here.
As I draw,
As he lighting you up real quick.
Right, since you're here, Oh my God.
I was gonna say as I nod off in the barber chair, I always fall asleep when I'm getting.
How long do you wait? You fall asleep when he's cutting your hair?
There's something about the thing. It just, zzz, and, I'm just like,
Really? Okay.
I've been nodding out.
Very relaxing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes
I'll
as
let
a
you
little
tell
kid-
it.
Sometimes as a little kid, I always fall asleep.
Okay.
But
There's a lot of trust right there.
Yeah.
well, the good thing is it's a good thing because we have 7 reasons for naps and why they are positive in your life. So
Okay.
maybe I've hacked the naps, at least when it comes to the barbershop. One good thing was increased patience. They found that people that were given a task that was kind of frustrating,
Yeah.
ones that took a nap before went 90 seconds and ones that didn't went 45 seconds. I know my patience can wear thin in this town, so this is a really good thing.
I ain't got no patience and none.
Wait, do you take naps? Is that part of your regimen?
I take naps sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but I know my patience level it can be improved for sure. Because this traffic out here, the road rage,
geez,
I
yeah.
can't stand people who talk slow, walk slow, eat slow, drink slow.
Yeah, but you living in the boonies though. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
they-
tell them where you live, but you live. Like you got that extra traffic. Like there's that LA traffic where it's like, all right,
Oh, I'm done.
like I can listen to the radio, but you got that extra. Like I would be upset too. She live hella far.
Oh, you're miles.
Yeah,
With
hella,
this traffic, that's tough.
like people. You know, I have some friends who live like in the South Bay. It's
Yeah.
like I might see you maybe once or twice a
Yeah.
couple of years. You ain't going to see her. Yeah, you ain't.
Because at least when traffic is bad, I at least imagine myself running faster. I can be like, if I could just run home, I'd be there in a little bit.
I don't do that. I just
Yeah.
put on because of the industry.
That's how I cope.
Yeah, because of the industry, and it's almost a requirement for me to watch all these shows and know what's up. I literally just put on whatever show I'm trying to catch up because it's literally for work. Like I really write that
Yeah.
stuff
Wait.
off for taxes. I put it up.
Are you at a full
I'm not
stop,
watching.
or-
No.
You at a
No,
stop?
Hey.
no, it's playing, and I know it's not something where it requires my attention to the point
Fully,
where
yeah.
I'm looking at it. It's more like how you like to have those
Yeah.
books that are like on tape and stuff like that, or back in the
Oh,
day.
yeah, the audiobooks, yeah.
It's the same thing. I have it there, so I know what's going on. So even if it's Kardashian news or the latest story, or that's where I get a lot of the interviews from if I'm listening to Breakfast Club or stuff like that. I literally play that because it's literally for work.
Okay, so we're gonna have to hope the police don't subpoena this episode.
Hey,
No,
and
but
get
no,
you
it's
on.
not. It's not in my hand. It's attached to my. Yeah, I'm not. It's not in my hand.
Yeah.
Like I've cops have passed me all the time, and I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at it.
Yeah,
I'm
so
just
they
listening
can't-
to it. So it's for work.
I'm
Damn it.
with you, TK, because hey, I got that Spectrum app. I'm not even gonna lie, and so I have my shows that I watch, and
Yeah.
half the time it's like cops or like some murder mystery or some like reenactment.
And so you're in the car.
So I'm in the car, and she's right. I do live far, so
Yeah.
I'm looking at these shows on TV, but I do have it sometimes on my.
You
Yeah.
kinda
You can get
love
literally.
that.
You can watch a whole. You can watch a whole movie on the way to her house. Like this is a drive.
But the nap, I feel you. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
some
the naps
other-
are, but that's a luxury though. Those
Yeah.
naps are not like. I mean, people who work 9 to
Well,
5, you can't.
Yes.
Well, that's what you think, but so it also makes you more alert. They found, and people also found after a 10-minute nap, they felt more alert. So after a 40-minute nap, pilots were actually more alert, but after 10 minutes, people reported feeling more
That's
alert.
like that quick nap.
So enough,
Yeah.
that can be, and I think anyone can have that in their day.
Yeah.
They found that thinking about napping actually helps to lower blood pressure. So if you think you're about to have a nap and you're going to nap, in that space of thinking about it, your blood pressure lowers.
So wait, you're thinking about the nap and you're actually going to have the nap, or you're thinking that you want a nap and you can't have the nap?
Well, what they did is they told people they were about to have a nap, and the minutes before that they tracked before that nap, their blood pressure lowered as they were thinking about going to nap.
And they never napped.
They did nap.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'd become upset about that.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, they never made it.
Yeah.
But it stands to reason if you kind of find a 10 minutes to yourself to think about, maybe I'll close my eyes or rest, that maybe you'll be helped. So if you just take a moment, because for me it's always been tough because I can't get to sleep. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be able to take. How am I going to take a 10-minute nap?
Right.
Yeah.
But now if you just close your eyes and feel that you're about to, that'll.
I
help.
could fall
I
asleep
could do
anywhere.
that.
I fall asleep in the car.
Really?
Yeah. Like if
Oh.
I'm in between stuff and it's been a very extended day, like I crack the window a little bit so I don't suffocate myself, and like I put it
Like a dog.
Yeah.
and then I literally
Don't do
have
that.
my phone, I put the timer on,
Really?
and I'll do a 10. Like I could sleep. My dad could fall asleep standing up.
I can't.
can't.
If I'm super tired, I can just fall asleep anywhere.
Yeah.
But napping, I just can't do
No,
it. But
yeah.
this is going to make me at least try to close my eyes for 10 minutes.
But you do realize in European countries, they do siestas where they literally close up shop.
Oh,
they go home and
that
eat.
is true. Yeah.
And they take they eat,
Then
take
I
a little
could
bit
take
nap,
a
and then
nap.
go to work.
Right.
Then I could take a nap. Because for me, I'm thinking everyone else is awake and they're doing stuff. I
Right.
gotta be doing stuff.
And that's the problem.
Because we live in this industry, in this city,
Rat
in this
race.
industry, where it's like, well, if you napping somebody up, you know,
Oh, yeah.
so you're like, I can't sleep. I can't sleep on them.
And we're an industry, if you miss a phone call, that could be the biggest phone call of your life.
Seriously.
So it sounds like we all need to move to Europe.
Yeah, right. It also helps with memory and creativity. Interesting. And creativity if you can get to REM naps, which is very difficult.
Oh
to do.
my gosh.
If you can get
are
to
you
REM
getting
naps.
to the technology thing? Because I just
Yeah.
bought this watch. I'm going to tell you about that.
That's next.
crazy.
And so if you can get to REM naps, which are very difficult to do, your creativity goes up. But one guy who got to REM naps, but he had to train himself because he wasn't sleeping. I want to say he was doing 15-minute naps or 30-minute naps every 4 hours, so he'd be awake the entire day.
Yeah.
And after a while, his body was able to immediately go into REM because he trained his body to
Right.
do that.
Gotcha.
But I'm imagining the first couple of days were painful.
It had to be because he had to train himself to do that.
Yeah, so it's just like you're not getting real sleep until he gets to that point. But benefits of naps. So maybe we'll take a couple naps on
Yeah,
set.
we'll take a little nap on
Oh,
set.
yeah, I do an extra. You napping all day.
Hurry up and wait. Right?
I know.
So what's this Fit Gadget? So we had a new thing called Fit Gadgets that a wide variety of new gadgets that are coming out that are amazing, and these are good because they're not just sort of in the ether. They're patents that are filed, so we know that they're hopefully coming out sometime soon.
Okay.
What was yours? You said you
Shout out to Vivo Active 3 Garmin. I just got this Garmin watch. It does. It's essentially. I don't want the smartphone. This is only my own fault with this watch. It keeps telling me I want to connect to your phone. I want to send you text. Like I don't want any of that. It's strictly fitness.
Yeah.
It takes. So I sleep with it on. So it tells me how long I sleep and how long when I
love
get
that.
into REM.
Really?
Now the thing is, I was talking to my boot camp coach, the guy at G Train Fitness. I was telling you about. He says that I need to sleep 8 hours, and I'm like, that's impossible. I can't remember the last time I slept 8 hours.
Yeah.
Now, first night I slept, this thing told me that I slept for 5 hours and 40 minutes. It told me when I got up, told me when I went back to sleep. Out of that 5 hours, I was in REM sleep for 43 minutes.
Really?
it?
That's it.
Out of that whole time you
What's
were
Out of that-
asleep. That's what I'm
You're
trying.
troubled.
But
What's
no,
going
but
on?
that, but no.
Bad dreams.
No,
Like,
but
what's going on?
that's the thing though, because I vary between anywhere from 5 hours, maybe between 3 and 5 hours a night.
Yeah.
Because I'm either planning for the show,
Yeah.
like that last show that we did, like I put everything together.
But I would think you should be getting more REM sleep because by now your body should be like, okay, we gotta hit things
No,
right away.
because I'm not on a schedule. So
okay.
now
Got you.
my schedule is I'm trying to get, and then another thing they were saying was that, you have to make sure that everything is turned off, like at least an hour before you go to bed.
That's hard.
That's
I
never gonna
I
happen.
fall asleep with the TV.
Yeah,
on.
exactly. That's what I'm like. That's never
That's
gonna
like
happen.
background noise.
Well, that's what I've noticed. So what I've done the last 2 days is that I make sure like I don't have my TV on. I might do some stuff on my phone if I need to like send
Okay.
some emails, maybe. But I literally don't have anything to do, or if I could save save it until the morning. I don't do that. And I'm noticing I'm actually, through this app, I'm falling asleep quicker. So my REM has actually been increasing a little bit the 3 days since I've had this watch.
Wow.
So
Really?
yeah, it's really like, this is where somebody who's kind of into fitness, you got to a certain level, you've been there, you've done that, and you're trying to kind of take your body back into, you know, the super athlete like this one right over here. These little gadgets actually help you because now you're balancing between, you know, working life and trying to be, you know, a superhuman.
Yeah.
And if you see all these little things like your sleep and how you can adjust it a little bit like that, it's really good. It tells you stress levels. So I'm doing the marathon on Sunday. I had Gary from G Train, shout out, come in, like he literally stripped my whole.
But does it tell you like, oh wait, you're getting?
Yes,
Okay.
essentially on my watch.
On a watch?
It started blinking. It's like your stress levels went up.
Okay, but it didn't say like, hey, calm down. We're stopping the car now. You know? We're turning the phone off.
Essentially, because he was literally digging into my muscles, and I have 2 torn hamstrings from track. So it's just, and I haven't
You
been.
got 2 torn hamstring and you about to do this marathon?
Yeah.
Girl.
And then my
But they're healed now.
it's
She's in recovery.
Yeah.
No, well they're torn, and then you have I forgot what it's called, but there's like a buildup,
Of the
and I've
muscle
never
tissue there,
muscle tissue buildup, and then on top of that I've been running, my calves are like all like they're just rock.
Yeah.
So
Oh, they're
he's
taking
literally
over,
breaking up all that muscle, and my watch is like
Nice.
your stress levels are going up as I'm screaming for pain. So it's just kind of like it tells you. So now if you're in another situation where like you're at work or somebody's starting to piss you off, the watch is telling you. You might want to fight or flight.
Because you know when you have stress levels of cortisol and that leads to increased belly fat. Wow.
I might need to get one of those
Yeah.
watches just to drive. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
and it
telling
gives you a chart too. Even when you're working out, your heartbeat, your heart rate, all the, like this is a whole nother beast.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So shout out to Garmin Vivo Active 3.
That all sounded good. I just can't not keep. I gotta keep the TV on.
Well,
though.
yeah. What I started doing is putting my TV timer on, and
Okay.
because
Yes,
so I'll do it like about 2 hours after I
Yes.
know I'm gonna fall asleep.
Yes.
Because I do need to fall asleep to a little bit of light noise.
Yeah, I gotta hear that. I gotta hear something.
But you know what it is? I think that's how when I was a kid, that's how I fell asleep.
Yeah, my mom
And so,
did
like,
that. I
it's just
can't.
part
I
of
need
like
pitch
my.
dark.
I still leave a light on.
Yeah. Because I just
Yeah.
need some like activity to know.
That what, somebody's not gonna try to kill you? Like, what?
No, you got it's just to be completely dark in a house and then like.
I feel like there's something to do if it's too dark. Maybe that's
It's
what it is.
weird to me. I feel like it's just
What else?
weird. to be
I mean, there's
completely
only
dark.
one thing you can do when it's too dark.
Sleep, and then I'm just like.
No, but okay.
Then she has to watch it. I was like, ding, 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 ding. Shout out to Vivo.
You know what you're not doing at home, man. Man,
bing, bing,
we need to get you somebody. He's like, I know, sleep. I was like, what?
We'll have to. Well, hopefully your Garmin's not
my
watching
God,
all of
right.
it. Yeah. The Garmin does time out.
I mean, I really want to see that though.
Do you take it off?
I haven't got to test it, but I will keep it on. It'd be interesting to see that. I'll be interested.
Is it stress or is it pleasure? But, we got a host of fit gadgets. We're gonna actually save the fit gadgets for next week.
My bad.
No, not. We're just running out of time. But we will cover our celebrity news. We have Serena and Venus. Again, clashing again for the 29th time. It looks like Venus was victorious, but Serena says she's working her way back into shape.
She looks amazing.
Have you ever had
great.
periods of your life where you went from out of shape to in shape? How did you work yourself back?
Yeah, I did. I actually, what do you call it? Fractured my left foot.
Oof.
And it's the worst. Like I was in a boot.
Oh, wow.
It's hard to walk. Like my foot was so swollen to where I couldn't wear, heels. So I was constantly just. It was all bad because you need your feet. You need your feet for
that's
balance.
a girl problem, like
You gotta-
heels. Oh, man.
But even just walking, like I couldn't use a tennis shoe. So it was hard to train. It was painful, and so what I focused on doing was just like upper body, like arm stuff, and like was focusing on crunches.
See, I love that you still found like my body can work in other ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it sucked because I do jump rope a lot. I couldn't. There was no way you're gonna jump rope with a fractured foot. It's just not gonna
Did
happen.
you have to change up the diet a little bit?
I changed my diet up too, and so I did. I was still doing my 2 layers of my avocado, but it was horrible. It was just really disturbing. I know what I did change was I was eating boiled eggs because I could eat scrambled eggs like all day, but it was just easier. I was like, okay, let's do two eggs, and then let's do some turkey bacon, and let's do some toast. Because I really wasn't really big on the turkey bacon until I fractured my foot. I was like, oh, this is kind of a lean. Yeah,
because all of a sudden you're not gonna be able to burn that off.
Yeah.
No.
And then for Black Panther, was there a different level of training for that? How did you take on your training? Because you're probably thinking, this is going to be a huge movie. I want to live up to what I know I can produce.
Yeah.
How did you get yourself mentally ready and physically ready?
So shout out to Jesus and God. Prayer works. Prayer works.
Sure, the two up for I'm just
my dude.
That's my dude right there. So I already had like my Taekwondo background and the basic stunt training that I had already. For Panther, we trained every day with bow staff because in the film you see us using spears. That was our weapon, our dur melage. That was how we fought, with our spears. And so we trained every day for 8 hours.
Wow.
Nice.
Right hand, left hand, because most of us are right-handed, you know, but when you're doing stuff like this, you need to be dominant in both because you never know if you're going to have to fight on that arm.
Just to make it look good.
Yeah, for the camera, you don't know what angle they're shooting from, so you got to be able to do it all on both. So I've trained every day with that. And
oh my gosh.
because I just work really hard and I don't give up, I was training during lunchtime too.
Wow.
Like I wouldn't stop during our breaks. I would
Truly West Indian right here.
like I was trying to make sure. So when we left for our Christmas hiatus, my best friend's husband, he made me my own bow staff.
Oh, nice.
It was heavier and harder than what we were training with. And I came back and literally the coordinator was like, Janisha, you came back and you're killing it.
Nice.
I was like, yeah, I trained every day.
Yeah, and you're probably going to be killing it Black Panther 2 and 3 and 4
Yeah, they
and
just
5 and
announced-
6.
I
announced-
I hope so.
They announced the sequel the last couple of days. It hit $1 billion over the last weekend. Like it's done.
Yeah.
It's done a
Huge.
really great.
Yeah.
It's just, I think we were waiting for it. I think we needed it.
And now it's going to be like, I feel like it's going to be, it might be Fast and Furious where we're looking at Black Panther 10, you know?
Right.
I mean, it's Marvel, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Marvel. I mean, Marvel, how they've started it and how their progression and all the new movies that are coming out, and majority of them are actually, you know, well written. This one in particular, you know, I'm definitely a fan of, as you can tell. I mean, it's just, why not?
And I love obviously the inclusion's great, and because it is Marvel, you can see some of these characters that probably weren't even thought about to do crossovers will probably be doing crossovers.
Absolutely, and credit to Ryan because he was just genius in how he put everything together. Clearly, he had a vision.
Yeah.
You know, he had a vision, he had a plan, he made sure he stuck with it. There's a reason why our heads were shaved, why we didn't have bald caps. I was telling TK that on her show. You know, he had a vision. He wanted it to look very authentic, which is why we shaved our heads.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know this.
Yes.
So no bald caps, real deal.
The real deal.
You saw the
Evander
movie, right?
Holyfield.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought the toss you like, you out right now. You on Black Hollywood Eye, you out right now.
Thinking that was a ball cap on my head. I lost 18 inches of hair for that.
Wow.
Yeah. So it just he had a vision. It was
That's
great.
amazing. Was that a tough call to get? You have to shave your head. Great job, but now you have to shave your head.
Yeah.
Hey, I was telling TK, like, I literally cried to a friend, and she was like, why are we crying over some hair? You know, we could be crying over so much more.
I mean,
some hair.
I see the same thing. Hair's a big, especially
for
women.
African American women, trust me.
Because I'd have been like,
and it grows.
That part.
And it grows.
Right,
Like
we adding on hair. We are not taking hair away.
Yeah.
Like we got bone straight Malaysian 30% flying in the wind. You know,
international hair.
Right. It ain't even our hair.
yeah.
Right.
And then Lord forbid, like you take that off and your hair is actually long. Like if you have long hair that you've had, I would have cried too because my hair,
I know hair's a
even
big
though you
thing.
don't see my hair is long, and it's just like I don't want to part with it, even though none of y'all see it. I see it. I know it's
Right.
about
It's like
attached.
crazy. And I talked to my pastor. I called him, and he was like, Jesus.
Wait, you called your pastor for real though?
I called my pastor.
Well,
Pastor Hosea Collins, shout out.
Well, and you got to think, what if when I shave my head and they're going to say, hey, we're not going to use you for this anymore. We've decided to change up the game, you know?
I was crying.
You already signed the contract
I
though,
had
right?
everybody praying for me in my church, right? Everybody was praying for me. They didn't know they was praying for it. They were like, Black Panther, what? Yes, we praying, right? And so then I get the job. I call my pastor. He's like, wait, so the prayer's been answered, and now you crying because you got to shave your head. This is what he told me. He said, Jesus sacrificed it all on the cross. You mean tell me you can't sacrifice your hair?
you were like, zzz.
I was like, bring on them clippers in, bring them clippers on. He was like, seriously, he was like, your sacrifice will not outweigh the reward.
Yeah, at all. That's amazing.
I can't believe she called her passive.
Girl, I was like,
I'd be like looking at the check, like, all right, we can buy some more. We'll let it grow back. We have some time. Be healthy. We'll buy some more hair. We good.
oh my God.
Where are those shares at? When's that check coming in? When's the check clear?
That would be my one thing.
Yeah,
we gotta
so
make sure.
when the check's clear, and
I
then
wasn't even thinking about that.
Because I've just been thinking, what if the movie like it doesn't come out or they shelve it?
well, I don't mind if they shelve it. That's fine.
Well, let me get
but
the
as long as,
payment. Yeah.
get the
She
payments
wrote
come
a check.
in. Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, my hair. And my brother was like, look, if you cute, you cute. Look, hair don't make you.
There
and
you
I was
go.
like, oh, you're right, you're right.
Yeah, because nothing worse than you shave your head and then the check clears. So then you can't even buy that Malaysian 33.
Right.
Oh, no, life is over. We out.
We got beef. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, in other celebrity news, we also have Khloe Kardashian getting in a little bit of trouble.
I don't know why she's getting in trouble for this.
Really? Okay. So Khloe Kardashian.
Because she's a Kardashian.
Well, she put up, this thing, 5 ways to look thin AF, and for our viewers out there, that's thin as fuck.
Is she thin as fuck?
No, she say 5
Angles.
ways.
Right. 'cause I was
Angles.
like,
She's giving the tips.
Angles.
Okay,
She's
so
like,
here's the deal.
So at least she feels like she can do it because she's sort of the bigger Kardashian.
Right.
So she's
She
got
is.
the street cred to do it.
She got that OJ body.
Yeah.
Cut and repost, please. Cut and repost.
But people were really upset about these tips. And the tips were really basic. Really, what is it? Cover your belly with a purse. Which I thought. I was like, that's kind of offensive.
No, it's not. You look at all the
Cover your belly.
all the women who are not happy with their bodies. There's different ways that you do that. You do the angles. You cover your body. You stand behind a friend. You do all that stuff.
But I feel like. Well, let me go with the other one. But I feel like in the era of body positivity, coming from her, who's like the one who's like be you and be yourself and like
Right.
super authentic. At least that's the way she
that's-
kind of comes
okay.
off. But yeah, so just that one. Then we
Cover
had
your belly with the purse.
avoid horizontal stripes. Okay, I get that.
I still live by that law. Shoot. Yeah. It's like that's not gonna. I didn't even look at it. I'm not even trying that beast
And I
on.
think it was like if you're within a mile of a photographer, avoid horizontal stripes. She had, cause they were all like tongue-in-cheek, cutesy things, Avoid photos from above.
Oh,
So,
that like this.
Yeah.
No, is it from
no,
below?
Take photos from
Take
above.
photos
take
from above.
photos.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they only see your scalp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you look thinner, more like
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right, camera angles.
Yeah.
And then
angles.
another one with good posture, shoulders always to the back. You want an arm to the thing. If you can angle that arm to the camera, even
Yeah.
better.
That's modeling stuff. I think
This
I
is free tips.
yeah.
Why they mad at her for
Well,
this?
it's not
But-
free.
No,
by the way.
well, you have to go to the app and download the app and subscribe.
All-
all the Kardashians' websites, you have to pay to be on their
So
website.
it should have been free tips, but
It should have been. It's free.
content
Okay, so
tips.
we just made it free.
Yeah,
Look, y'all, don't
here
pay
you
for
go.
this.
But
This is free.
But in this era of body positivity, people are really promoting love yourself. We've seen the Dove campaign. We've seen all these things.
Yeah. Mhm.
Should Khloe Kardashian really be out there telling people how to look thin as fuck, and as a way of like body acceptance for yourself?
The only thing that she should have done is change the title. Like honestly, those
ways to take better pictures. Might
Yeah.
be better.
But thank you. Yes.
yeah,
Yes,
all those
yes,
tips
yes.
have been around for years.
Yeah.
But it's also
Did she
bad, I
mention
think.
exercise and eat well?
No.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
she has revenge body, so she has. You know that she
Yes,
exercises.
yes.
You know that she eats
But
well.
she's giving out to, and for me, my problem with this was also it's very genderous. Cover your belly with a purse. Obviously, she's not talking to guys. She's not saying, but like if you're gonna talk about looking thin as fuck, and you're not trying to put in females' minds
Right.
this idea that they need to be thin, to be beautiful, to be like a Kardashian, then at least address
Come
the
on,
population
okay,
at
Shaka.
large.
Yes.
I know you about equality and all this stuff,
Yeah.
but dudes don't take pictures. I mean, the percentage of dudes who take pictures compared to the percentage of women who take pictures is different. So she's
in the Instagram era, I think
no,
dudes are taking just as
but
much.
no,
Grams now.
not as much. I can bet some money on that.
I don't
Now
know.
here's the thing though. She's also speaking to her demographic. The majority of her demographic is women. Like the dudes generally want to they follow either Kim or Kylie or whatever because whatever. But her demographic, majority of them women. Men are obviously follow her too. But she's speaking to her demographic. The only thing she should have done is just change the sentence. Those tips have been around forever.
Ever. Yeah, I agree. I didn't know it was an app, so I'm like, wait, she's charging for this?
Yeah, it's
Girl,
a website.
Buy. Buy with all of that.
I think it's
Yeah.
$5.99 now.
Buy.
Why buy?
But
She making money.
She should change the title.
I do have something to say real quick. I think the shtick is like here is it's not enforcing body positivity. It's enforcing like and it's not body shaming as well. But it's like, is it enforcing being proud of your body? Or is it enforcing hiding your body's faults?
And those negative stereotypes have really been foisted on women too.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say that you take a lot of pictures, Tony. It's like I on Instagram have way more pictures than you do, TK, and we can prove that. I thought that's what you're gonna say, but yeah, I agree with you too.
I think also it just seems like it's a way to just help with your social.
Yeah.
I think that's her angle too, where she's coming from. It's just like, oh, how do you make this picture look good for the gram?
And she's being tongue in cheek, man. She's not a professional.
And let's
Come
be
on
honest,
now.
we know she didn't write this. We know she probably had someone write this for her app, and she approved it. So she should have been like, you know what? Make this apply to everyone. Make the title. You know, why are we
All
talking?
that Photoshop she be doing.
I mean, in this particular age, the title "To Look Thin as Fuck" coming from Kardashian is just like.
But I think for somebody, I think her demographic is not necessarily us per se. I think her demographic is a little bit younger, and that's a vernacular.
Herself, though, of
she did.
Of like people telling her to look thin. So
but that sentence might be the vernacular for people who are younger, like the 17-year-olds. They're not going to be offended by it.
AF. It could have been, look great AF. It didn't have to be thin.
We have way too much in this world to be worrying about Khloe's talking to us about.
I'm still mad she charging for this. This is free, boo-boo.
They gotta make money.
But with all the millions of followers, it is important, I think. And then we actually she got really.
How about sleep?
The big backlash.
Sleep. That's how you look thin as fuck.
Right?
I'm sure if you go on her website for $5.99, that's gonna be one of the articles.
Well, there was a huge backlash, of course, on social media. Megan Jane Crabb, I think she's Body Posy Panda on Instagram, and she posted this graphic about
Where's your
hacks.
purse?
And so her 5 tips were: 1, remember that we live in this diet culture and that this has been foisted upon females, especially for thousands of years. So don't worry about it.
Her hair is cute.
Remind yourself that we don't need to give into this sort of body pressure. She said. Also, remember that when you see pictures of people on Instagram, that most of them have been photoshopped.
Yeah.
4, wear what you want, and 5, don't follow fat-phobic people. And she did have her middle finger up in that, which you can only imagine was to Miss Kardashian. But I do like Khloe. She's the one that just really feel more authentic. She's gone through the same struggles that we all have gone through, and so hopefully that's just a misstep on her part, and that she'll hopefully correct. TK says,
I mean, we got presidents trying to build glass walls to places. I mean, we have a healthcare system. It's so bad that they're putting doctors in barbershops now.
Part, yeah.
Like you got people who people want to double up on avocado and they really shouldn't be doing that. Like
that's you.
Yeah, we have so much stuff going on that I understand with her following, but I think, and again, I'm not a parent, but I think as a parent and how my mother taught me, I don't give 2 flying squirrels
about you
what's happening with her. If you're happy with you, then that's great. If you're not happy with you, then stop complaining and change it. You have 2 options. Just don't be in between. So I respect the chick on Instagram who did that, but you can't hate Khloe for doing what she's doing too. So I kind of get both sides. She's living her best life. And the thing too about that chick,
she's got to be responsible. She's got to be more. When you have a platform like that, it's not like she just woke up and then something went viral. Then it's not your fault.
That's true.
She knows she got this platform, so you have to
did it purposely for that.
Yeah, so you have to take an extra eye. I know I spread messages of positivity to young girls. Is this going to go against the message I've been spreading already? So I do think she does a lot for body positivity.
Yeah, but
she got to know this was not.
The title was wrong.
Yeah. But the overall
semantics, all that.
arch of everything, the fact that she is a positive person, not like she always says that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be. I don't think she deserved all that.
I'll be looking for a retraction.
You paying that $5.99?
And a personal apology to me.
The personal trainer who works out all the time and who's a vegan.
I'll take it. And then our last celebrity roundup story is Renee Bayo. This kind of came out of nowhere. We know Scott Baio's wife, Renee Baio, has been diagnosed with a microvascular brain disease, which can impair your cognitive function and even balance. In worst cases, can lead to stroke and dementia. And she was also diagnosed earlier with meningioma brain tumors, which are benign, but and they grow slowly, but we don't know how she had those treated. But she apparently had some big well, hopefully this is not. It's actually topical. She had a big accident in 1992, stunt woman, jet ski accident, and they're not sure if this was related to that. So interesting, you came in. Stunt woman.
Hey, get that stunt woman out here.
But let's knock on some wood.
Yeah.
But so they don't know what causes meningioma or what causes microvascular brain disease, but it may have been this huge accident that kind of knocked her out of the
Wow.
industry.
But did
for
she
a
get
little
it
bit.
checked, or did she get scanned, or any of that stuff?
Well, what do you mean, the meningioma?
when
or-
she got
When
into
she
the
got
accident.
At the time of the accident, everything seemed fine as
Right.
far as we know. And then it's just recently she's been diagnosed, so they're wondering if, because of that traumatic brain injury,
Yeah.
if it's somehow related, because they don't know much about how you get meningioma, brain tumors, or microvascular brain disease. But what's interesting is that 5 months ago she was diagnosed with this, but we're hearing about this now, and we know Scott Baio has been in the news for some
Oh,
different
you think it's
things.
a cover-up?
Yeah,
Well,
it's
take it
called
off.
misdirection.
Yeah, we got Nicole Eggert accusing him of sexual abuse, and then there was another guy, Alex Polinsky, accused him of mental and verbal abuse on the show. And of course, with this diagnosis, the best thing you can do is live a stress-free life.
Yeah.
So the publicists like throw the wife in the mix.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
don't come after me because you might kill my wife.
Yes.
What do you guys
It's
think
that
of this?
sympathy thing.
Is that what's going on here?
Well, a couple things with the accident. No, accidents like that, you have to check it out. So, for instance, I was in an accident last year, which thank God nothing happened to me. But the fact that nothing happened to me, I didn't bother go and I got kind of the necessary checks to make sure I'm not internally bleeding. But I didn't get to check out my back and all this other stuff. So when I was actually getting work done, he was like, "Did you get any physical therapy?" I'm like, "No. I mean, I was walking. I'm good." And
you have to be careful
have
with
to
it.
do that.
with
he
accidents.
literally unlocked my back where how I'm walking this moment, this afternoon, feels like how I was walking 10 years ago. Like
Wow.
I feel like, like this is pain free. This
I
is
had a friend,
interesting.
same thing, walked away from the accident. A month later, signed off on all the paperwork, the insurance. A month later, crazy pain. Turned out her spine was jacked up. Had to have her spine fused like
Yeah.
1 or 2 different times. But she can't get it covered now because she'd already seen the doctor.
Signed off,
She got
yeah.
got the $1,000 whatever for the basic medical bills.
Yep.
Yeah.
And was done.
I think
No,
that
you
happens
have
to semi healthy people where that it doesn't affect them until later
yeah,
on.
your body will hold a
Yeah.
lot, and because your body's resilient.
Well,
you know?
because we have a high tolerance of pain where we're so active and we're just like, oh, man, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm walking,
used to
I'm
it.
good.
I'm
I'm not
walking,
missing
I'm
anything.
good.
And that
good.
disc that's slightly out of place goes
Yeah.
more out of place and more to place, and you don't even realize.
No.
Well, I mean, the thing too with that whole Scott Baio thing, my thing is I totally agree with women stepping forward. We're definitely in a new era, but we can't crucify somebody until they've been brought forth in front of a court of law. Like you can't do that because you don't know. Like you have all these women, some of the women might be telling the truth, but there's always gonna be one outlier that's not.
Yeah.
I was just about to go there too. Because I feel like a little bit of this is misdirection. It's like the wife's out here, that sympathy thing, but she actually has her health issues.
Yeah.
It's fine. It just seems like the timing is kind of
It's
like,
why
this
didn't
is
it
too
come out
much coincidence.
a few months ago when
why
she
we
was
didn't know when this
diagnosed?
first happened,
Yeah.
why we got to know this now.
Yeah.
But I'm always skeptical when women come out with these
Yeah.
allegations and
Yeah.
they've been sitting on it forever.
Well,
I'm like,
yeah.
really? Really?
Well, the forever part, I mean,
They be
it's-
sitting on this stuff for a long time. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you're opportunists now.
Well, for me, it's just more. I
It's
feel
suspect.
like I
There's-
can tell. I
there's-
feel like I can tell from the stories. I feel like you have a general sense. I mean, I don't like to get into that too much. 'cause
Some
I
women
know this
are
is-
telling the truth, but
Yeah.
you gotta understand. There's women out here who are opportunists, just
Yeah.
like men
Trying
are
to make that money.
opportunists,
Oh, yeah,
and they're
absolutely,
trying
yeah.
to make money, and they're making these behind closed doors deals, and they're like, what's that thing, blackmailing you and
Yeah,
stuff.
because they're saying, because the whole thing is believe the woman, which I do believe in, but I believe the woman, but also I'm not gonna defy my own sense of logic.
Yeah,
either.
like
I'm
that
not gonna
Aziz
be-
Ansari thing.
I'm not gonna do
It's
terrible.
terrible. Yeah.
Right.
So, but we'll have to talk about that another time. We'll tie it into a fitness topic so we can talk about that whole debate.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining us. This was
Thank you for
incredible.
having me. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna
it's
have you back.
awesome.
I want to know more. Black Panthers, we're scratching the surface with you.
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
so
black,
much.
yeah. Representation matters.
Yeah, absolutely.
It matters.
Yeah.
And
Huge.
not just the stereotype representation.
Yeah, no. Well, we in powerful positions. We got a queen, a king.
Yeah.
Strong women warriors.
Yeah,
That
and-
was
and
amazing.
And I will say I love Tyler Perry, but I've always had trouble watching some of his stuff because I felt like that was the only representation, and that was bothering me. Now I can actually watch his stuff and feel better about it because I'm like, this is just one type of.
Although his movie Taraji P. Henson, which is coming out I think the end of this month.
Acrimony or something.
Yeah,
Like
I think it's gonna be. I mean, I
It'll
think
be
it's gonna
That
be
was
a
Tyler
sort
Perry?
of.
Yeah, it's Tyler Perry.
That'll
It's
be
gonna
different.
It's gonna be a little bit different, according to Lyric Bennett, who is in. She's Gotta
I
Have
like
It.
him.
He lives in the Valley
Wow.
too. Yeah, so
I like
yeah.
him.
Yeah, I
Because
think
how
you're-
did that? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off,
you're-
but how did? What was that movie she just did? How did that do?
Oh, it didn't do well because
Yeah.
it didn't get a push.
Yeah.
And that article, we'll get into all that. Sorry,
Yeah,
Tony.
Proud Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't get enough of a push. They weren't pushing it, and she wanted to. There was an article about that saying she wanted to.
But you know what? Back in the day, if a movie like that didn't get pushed, you probably wouldn't see another black person leading a role for
Right.
another 10 years. But now it's not the
Hey,
case.
Black
so which
Panther
is
just
nice.
came in and saved
Yeah.
everybody.
So-
Yeah,
Like,
Oprah just came out with her movie too.
Wrinkle
It's
in
1 and
Time,
2 with
yeah.
two black
Wrinkle in Time,
directors.
yeah.
So
So I think we're going to see a lot more, and I think it's just going to be good for everyone, and then we'll get more brown people and people of different
Absolutely.
ethnicities.
Dark skin
and,
representation, melanin
So,
popping.
So we'll get
right.
some more. So, but thank you again for joining us. It's
Thank
incredible.
you.
We'll be back next week, guys. Again, my name is Shaka Smith. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Shaka Strong.
So you can find me on everything at TK Trinidad. This is the final week. Thank you, Jesus. I'm running the marathon on Sunday. If you want to donate to help me raise money for water pumps in Africa, you can go on everything at TK Trinidad. It's in the little byline, the kind of line right over there. I really appreciate you guys for donating thus far. But yes, it is almost to the end.
And with me.
And you can find me, Janisha Adams Ginyard, on Facebook at my full name, and at Hollywood Lady J. It's Hollywood Lady and J on Instagram and Twitter. Oh, I love Eminem.
Yes, turn that up. We'll see you guys next
Hey,
week.
Wakanda forever.
From executives Keven Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
Hollywood redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.